It was a torturous time.
Chris Stuber's life tragically changed on May 25th, 2014.
I was not amputated by a doctor. I was amputated by her.
Stuber lost part of his leg, and even more painful, his wife, when they were riding their motorcycle and hit by an oncoming car. The driver of that car, Jamie Carter, was not only driving on a suspended license, but was under the influence of 5 prescription drugs and methamphetamine. This
isn't like just, oh, I did a dumb thing, I made a mistake. This is a pretty consistent thing that's been done for years and years and years. And so some of the disappointment in the court system is that somebody like that continually missed court dates, probation hearings, all kinds of things.
And Carter has a long record, including a prior meth conviction. But Leavenworth County Judge Gunnar Sundby gave Carter a $40,000 bond, an amount many in the legal community consider to be low for a manslaughter charge. Carter posted and was out free for months.
The fact that it was so easy to get out after killing my wife, taking my children's mother, and taking my leg, it surprised me how easy it was.
Stuber isn't the only one surprised by some of Judge Sundby's actions.
New at 10.
In February, our report about 57-year-old Lloyd Henson sparked questions and outrage from many of our viewers. Henson was convicted of his 10th DUI. Prosecutors argued for the maximum sentence of 1 year behind bars. Documents show Judge Sundby sentenced him to just 3 days in jail and less than 6 months of house arrest. Then there's Curtis Grice, who has more than a dozen theft-related convictions. The standard sentence in this case is 14 months. Judge Sundby gave the repeat offender just 60 days.
Okay, what we'll do.
I took my questions to the judge. He couldn't address pending cases, but did respond via email. In the case of Lloyd Henson, Sundby says he did give him the maximum sentence, but court records don't say the same thing. And for Curtis Grice, the judge said he gave Grice a shorter time behind bars because the jail was at capacity, and the cost of incarceration is just too high. Ultimately, criminal sentencing falls on the backs of state lawmakers.
If legislatures wanted to be more specific about how to handle those issues, legislatures could.
KU law professor Stephen Ware says the legislature creates this sentencing grid. So if someone has a problem, Ware says the blame is on lawmakers in Topeka, not necessarily the courts.
I think when judges are doing something that displeases lots of people, it's usually a sincere disagreement about what the law requires or what's the right way for a judge to exercise his or her discretion.
Some states write more defined laws and others are more vague. Ware says Kansas falls somewhere in the middle, giving judges more leeway, which explains why you may see harsher punishment in different parts of the state.
Customs develop differently in different places, and it might even be neighboring counties. It might even be 2 counties right next to each other. That the judges in one county tend to do things differently than the judges in another county.
For Stuber, his heartbreaking case is almost closed. Jamie Carter was convicted on all 3 charges and will be sentenced next month. But he still wonders, what if?
I'm not a prosecutor, a judge, or an attorney. It's just my opinion that this person, maybe had they been kept in like they should have been, that this never would have happened.
Judges in Leavenworth County are appointed by a judicial committee with final approval from the governor. But to keep their spot on the bench, you, the public, has a say. The next retention vote in Leavenworth is in November of 2016. And I should note I reached out to the county prosecutor's office, but they declined to comment on this report. Lexi Sutter, 41 Action News.